Hey, beauties. Good afternoon to you. Beautiful people. I was watching the news yesterday and there was a segment that came on as it relates to our men, or vulnerable men who have been, and I say vulnerable, men who have been sexually molested, sexually harassed, you know, buggered, as we call it, or raped. And unfortunately, how the laws are written, that we know that rape is considered penal penetration. So it has to be the penis being inserted. However, based on what I don't know, some legal person was speaking yesterday, was saying based on how the laws are in, even though we know that if a man is buggered in his rear, it's very funny, and it's as though it is discarded. It's not even. It's almost like they're saying it's not even considered rape. So rape somehow then therefore means based on the definition that we have on our books, it would be the penis being inserted in the vagina, unwarranted, not or disregarding the woman's wishes, or something forceful. So it has to be a penis in a vagina. So it's not the penis in the butt. Or then again, it probably can be argued if the penis goes in a butt, but a female butt. So it is in light of and in support of the females. And that's an unfortunate situation, I suppose, maybe because by and large, I mean, for the most part, most situation will be a heterosexual one. Even if it is something against a woman, whether it's sexual harassment, sexual molestation, rape, by and large, most of it will border, heterosexual infractions. So it's generally it's going to be between a man and a woman. But we know that we live in a day and age where it can happen, via same sex relations, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to still stick with, our heterosexual situations, because I remember some time ago, years ago, somebody was telling me of a man going to the police station to report being really sexually molested, what he considered rape. And I was told that he was laughed to scorn. Like, it's almost basically policemen were saying they should have glad, when a man would have want a woman come to them and so-called rape them, I put the word rape. He should have glad, and they laughed him to scorn. And nothing, he obviously don't report, the report just went awry. Nothing came of it. And I know that men, we have a perception that if it's a man and a woman throws herself, that, and I'm talking a heterosexual man, that something is wrong with him if he does not respond in a similar way, if he doesn't reciprocate her advances. I don't know where we get that from. Just as how you as a woman, a heterosexual woman we're talking now, if a man makes an advancement or advances at you and you're not interested, and it is, or even if you like the man, but something about it seems a bit sinister and it feels like some sort of harassment and molestation sexually, you're not going to feel good about it. You're not going to reciprocate the feeling. You're not going to reciprocate the advancing or the advancement that he has been making, because he's breaking and breaching your boundary and your principle and your standard. Why is it that men can't have principles and standards? We feel that all of them are just wayward and wild. Even David, even Solomon, no matter how Solomon had how many wives are, I don't want to mix them around. One is 700 wives and 300 concubines, or 300 wives and 700 concubines, whichever way it goes. No matter how he had so many of them, the 1,000 women, not every woman he would have liked. Not every woman he would have liked. No matter how him did womanizing, even his father David, which wasn't as bad as he was, not every woman he would have liked. That's the reality. And even if they have a liking, but somehow the woman just comes on too much, or something about it just feels sinister, he has that right to say, no, don't do this. You're breaching my boundary. You're breaching my principle. You're breaching my privacy, my right to this privacy, to my space. It is molestation. It is harassment sexually. And because of that, a lot of men go silent. So we're not talking as it relates to something, like buggery or whatever it is, that is something that people should be charged for, I'm talking when women make advances on men. And I know a number of men go through this and they have to remain quiet. Remember the story of Joseph? You think that is just a story? It happens in real life. And that is why, let me make this interjection here. I hear married people say this, and I probably can understand why they would. They say you can't. It's almost, and I'm kind of watering it down. Like they say, it's best not to keep single friends, especially the woman keeping a single woman because they don't understand marriage situations and they may try to make a move on your husband and so on. I want to tell you, a lot of the infractions and breaches that tend to happen are people who are married. So whether the woman is married and if they go out and have extramarital affairs it's with another married person. Oftentimes it's not somebody who is single. So we have to be careful when we make certain things and make them sound gospel. It name human, man and woman, whether people are married, yes or no. It has to do with your own convictions and principles and the things that you will do and not do. Because there are people who have single friends and their single friends will not breach the friendship by going after the woman's or friend's husband and so on. They respect the friend that much. Single friends. And they understand when they share certain things with the single woman. I can tell you that. So we have to be careful when we run with certain things. But back to the whole molestation of the men. There are men who women will make, a lot of married women who will make advances at them or on them. And they have to remain quiet. And they feel bad because as a man, most men don't want to, when a woman is coming at you sexually, you don't want to feel like you're pushing her off and shoving her because, a man doesn't shove a woman, pushes a woman. We're not talking abusers now, so let's not go down that road. A decent, wholesome man, a valiant man, a respectable man, doesn't do that. And many of them, they're going through a difficult time, and it's compounded when they're really not attracted to the woman, and it has nothing to do with the woman looking ugly. She can shape the best. She can look even better than Alisa Hannah. Shape better than Alisa Hannah. The man, there's no synergy. That energy is not there. He's just not attracted to her. I was saying to somebody, I remember there was a guy when I was at the university, nice looking, what people, the kind of man that most women would probably flock in terms of fair skinned and looking good. But I said to myself, and I know he liked me, I said, what? There was nothing. I didn't like him that way. I just did not. There was no synergy, was not energy, and it was, his person, nice guy. I just didn't feel that attraction to him. So it has nothing to do with looks, because they might be thinking, she looks like Miss Piggy or some bullfrog or Smeagol. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. She can be very attractive. But it just, no. And he can also be attractive, but he has principles. Worse if he's married. Or he's the type that, unless I'm in a relationship, people feel like men can't have principles, If a man does that, Lord, I must bat him, man. I bat him, man, that time now. And he's single. Not necessarily. He probably believes in the traditional way. Date the lady, court her, then get married. Then I get into some sort of a sexual, connection with her. You have men who have those principles. And, we must praise and, Lord, when I say praise, we're talking honor them. We used to men just breaking every single standard and every principle. Joseph was a man like that, and he was a straight man. He said, no, I couldn't do this. I respect my boss. And people might feel like Potiphar's wife, she was probably one of the most beautiful women that you could think of. Potiphar looked like a show-off man, so must get a wife who look good. And the Bible, it's implicit. It wasn't explicit. She pursued him day and night. She never stopped. You think it's a one thing? She pursued him till after a while him said, no, because baby, say, you know what? He might give in because we are human. He's human. So he might just run and left the robe. And she accused him of rape. I feel so that is why when you hear of situations, people, yes, generally you find that if rape happen, and I've heard this, that if somebody molests somebody or rapes them, it's generally somebody that they know. 90% of the times, it's not a stranger. So what I'm saying is that when you hear stories of a woman being molested, check it out carefully, because you have women who will tell lies because the man is not interested in them. But I feel bad for men. My heart goes out to them who have been molested, harassed sexually, raped and buggered and whatnot, and they can't do it because they're going to be mocked, ridiculed, and people say you're an idiot. And if it is on the same sex and they're heterosexual, yeah man, he must have a Batman tendency. What kind of nonsense is that? But my prayer is that they really revisit the laws of the land. Guys, follow me on TikTok. subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this message, please.